We already knew that Caitlyn Clark was back in the lab, but now we know she is cooking.
I think she is going to be the second favorite for MVP in the WNBA. That is how confident I am in Caitlyn Clark's year 2.
Did you know Caitlyn Clark added over 2 pounds of muscle in just 1 month? And do you remember watching Caitlyn Clark get pushed around in the WNBA as a rookie? That player is gone. In her place stands a physically transformed athlete who's added those 2 pounds of muscle ahead of the upcoming season. Opponents will need a new game plan.
When it comes to Caitlyn Clark, we've seen a lot of workout videos. We've seen her working on different parts of her game. But one thing, again, that has not gone unnoticed is how much Caitlyn Clark.
Now, here's the interesting thing. This transformation isn't just about Clark. It's going to change the way the entire Indiana Fever plays. But before we look at her intense training, let's talk numbers. Can you guess how many assists Caitlyn Clark dished out in her rookie season? The answer might surprise you. She finished with 337 assists.
6 of 17 outside of Mitchell, but she's open and splashes home 3 more.
Clark didn't just lead the WNBA in assists as a rookie. She dominated, finishing more than 30 assists ahead of the next best player. And you know what? Beating out veteran competitors by that much isn't just impressive. It's game-changing. But her record-breaking season wasn't without challenges. Even with those incredible assist numbers, Clark had to overcome a major obstacle. Defenders quickly figured out the best way to slow her down, and they didn't hold back. They weren't just guarding her. They were bumping, grabbing, and doing whatever they could to throw her off her game. And for a while, it worked. When she drove to the basket, defenders used their physicality to knock her off balance and make finishing at the rim a serious challenge.
And in for Clark. And draws the foul at 1.6. She goes sprawling. She went sprawling.
Her passing was still sharp, and she remained a threat from 3, but her lack of strength near the rim became an easy target for defenders. Early on, it was clear she wasn't strong enough to keep up with the league's most physical players. But this is where things get exciting. Clark has been working hard in the gym all offseason, and the difference is huge. You might be wondering how much stronger she's gotten. The answer? A lot.
She was weak to start her W career, and anyone who was like, oh, Caitlyn Clark didn't need to change anything. No, she did. She needed to bulk up, and that's not a knock on Caitlyn Clark herself. That's the thing. Nobody comes into a league and automatically is a perfect player. Nobody comes into the league and has no no flaws.
Stephanie White confirmed it. She said Clark has been putting on muscle and isn't that skinny rookie anymore. She has been lifting weights and her arms are looking way bigger. This isn't just a little extra strength, it's a big transformation. And it's not just about how she looks. White says Clark is much stronger now, which is going to change everything on the court. She won't get pushed around anymore. The defenders who used to knock her off balance are in for a surprise.
If you're looking at these workouts, Caitlyn Clark is, without question, you can see, she even joked about not being able to make a left-hand layup. I genuinely think that Stephanie White probably said that to her. She probably did. She probably said it to her we were able to guard you so well last year because you couldn't make a left-hand layup. Which is a fact. I don't remember Caitlyn Clark scoring a left-hand layup last year.
When Caitlyn Clark drives to the basket now, she's not just attacking, she's imposing her will. The days of getting bumped off balance or muscled out of the lane, gone. Her off-season training has completely reshaped her game, making her tougher, stronger, and more resilient. She was never too weak for the WNBA, but she wasn't the physical force she needed to be. That's changed. Now, she's built to dominate, and defenders are about to feel the difference. But this isn't just about adding muscle. Clark has spent the offseason laser-focused on fixing every single weakness that opponents took advantage of last season. The mid-range shots that weren't falling, fixed. Those floaters that weren't hitting, locked in. The left-hand finishes that needed work, you better believe she's dialed those in too.
It's clear that she's working on going right shooting. It's clear she's working on the floater. She's working on the mid-range game. She's working on using kind of her body to kind of put people in jail and go by them. It's interesting that she's using her size, she's using her strength, or she's working on using her size, using the strength that she's
going through every aspect of her game with the precision of a scientist, breaking it down, studying the mechanics, and fine-tuning every movement. And here's the proof. Training clips of Clark have been taking over social media, and for good reason. She's not just working hard, she's working smart. This isn't just improvement, this is a full-blown upgrade. Her workouts aren't just about repetition. They're about building muscle memory, developing instincts, and ensuring that no defensive strategy can neutralize her game. Now, let's talk about what really sets Clark apart, her sacrifice. A lot of WNBA stars took the opportunity to join the brand new unrivaled 3-on-3 league this offseason, a chance for quick cash and competition, but not Clark. She turned it down. Why? Because she's thinking long-term. She's betting on herself, grinding in the gym, and preparing to come back next season as an absolute force.
Well, now the Fever have shared more footage, and this kind of footage looks familiar because it's Clark taking those patented deep threes that we've become so accustomed to from her. And she made 25 in a row. 25 in a row.
The Indiana Fever are all in on her development. This training footage, it's not just Clark putting in work. It's the Fever making a statement. This isn't routine off-season work. This is an organization-wide effort to turn Clark into the ultimate weapon. This is the kind of investment franchises make when they believe they have a generational talent on their hands. But this isn't just about Clark. It's about the future of the Indiana Fever. The team is restructuring around her, building a system that mirrors the Indiana Pacers' high-paced, dynamic offense. Fever president Kelly Krauskopf made it clear, "We want to play almost identical to the way the Pacers are playing." And with Clark at the helm, that strategy makes perfect sense. The Pacers ranked among the fastest teams in the NBA, and the Fever are looking to bring that same relentless pace to the WNBA. Clark isn't just the focal point of their offense. She's the engine that makes it all run. That commitment extends to coaching, too. The Fever hired 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year Stephanie White, and she's making one thing very clear. Clark isn't just here to play, she's here to be great.
You know, I have been watching Caitlyn play since she was an 8th grader, when I was coaching at the college realm and covering her games in college, and just an exciting time for me. Very excited to be working with her.
White has since compared Clark's work ethic to WNBA legend Tamika Catchings, which is about as high a compliment as you can get. Catchings wasn't just a star. She was a relentless competitor, a future Hall of Famer, and the backbone of the Fever franchise for years. And now, Clark is being held to that same standard. Every single roster move now revolves around one question. Does this player make Clark better? That's the level of investment we're talking about here. The Fever aren't just adding players for depth. They're building a system designed to amplify Clark's strengths. Shooters to space the floor, defenders to take pressure off her, bigs who can set solid screens and roll to the basket. Every decision is made with Clark's success in mind. What's happening here isn't just a physical transformation. It's the foundation of what could be a dynasty. Clark isn't just adding strength. She's molding herself into a generational superstar. And her trainer, Keith Porter, has made the mission clear. Destroy everything. That's the mindset. That's the goal. This is about domination. This is about erasing any weaknesses and turning Clark into the kind of player who changes the landscape of the league. And it's not just about scoring. Her newfound strength is unlocking a whole new dimension in her game, holding off defenders longer, creating passing lanes that didn't exist before, driving into contact and still threading the perfect assist. She's not just scoring, she's controlling the game at every level. The ability to absorb contact means she can keep her vision up, find open teammates, and dictate the pace of the game. She's not just reacting to defenses, she's forcing them to react to her. And if you need more proof, just look at her. The transformation is real. Analysts are already projecting that with her new physicality, she could average a double-double in points and assists. Let that sink in. Double-digit points and assists. That's elite territory reserved for all-time greats. A player who can put up those numbers isn't just a star. She's a franchise cornerstone, a future MVP candidate, and a name that's going to be in the record books for years to come. But here's the scary part. Clark isn't satisfied. She's fine-tuning every last detail. Her left-hand finishes, her mid-range shot, her floater. She's turning herself into an unstoppable offensive machine. The work she's putting in isn't just about fixing weaknesses, it's about expanding her game, adding new layers, and becoming the kind of player who can take over in any situation. This isn't just about next season, it's about the long game. This is what separates good players from great ones, and great ones from legends. Clark isn't just trying to be one of the best, she's trying to be the best. So now I have to ask you, what records do you think Caitlyn Clark is going to shatter next season? Drop your predictions in the comments and let's talk about this dynasty in the making. And if you're hyped for the next chapter of Clark's career, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more WNBA content. Until next time, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.